All right, ladies and gentlemen, here I am up at Gamers and Gifters Hobby Shop tonight. Ryan, who is about to move, and I are fighting Tyranids against Iron Hands. We are going to play the Arcs of Omen, tear down their icons mission. This is the board that we're going to be playing on today. The Iron Hands have gotten rumors of a new hive fleet forming, and so they've been sent to investigate on a hive world. This is a reclamation pond. You can see old Steve fell in. We're treating any of these clusters of stuff here as dense terrain, so they'll be -1 to shoot. This will be difficult. A lot of the other stuff out here is just light cover, so they're reclaiming biomass. In the middle, they are spawning gaunts here. They have all kinds of Tyranid workings going on. A lot of this terrain I bought piecemeal here and there. Etsy, eBay, and Randy painted a lot of it, which is really cool. So these are the deployment zones, like in the book. We're waiting on Ryan to get here. This is the Iron Hands. We're playing 2v2, so 2 forces of 1,000. This is my Tyranid part. All right, so here we are starting with Randy's 1,000 points of Iron Hands. He's going to give us a rundown on what we got here.
My HQ is going to be Iron Father, and he does I can't remember.
Yep, he's got a tech marine, a boosted tech marine.
Yeah, he's a tech marine.
He makes one of them hit on 2s.
Yeah, and then we have another tech marine, and it also buffs to their hitting.
Yep. He'll add +1 to their hit.
And we have the 3 dreadnoughts. This one is being spent a command point to make it a character, which gives out buffs to the other 2. Have a chaplain. This is a Primaris chaplain, but I'm running it as a regular chaplain, so I can drop it drop it with the drop pod and the devastators.
Awesome.
5 devastators. Forums has multi-meltas, and the sergeant has a thunder hammer, and I think that's a melta. Or no, that's a combi weapon.
Cool. Maybe plasma.
Yeah.
They got a plasma gun. Does he have +1 to hit and +1 to wound?
Yeah, he's got Litany of Hate, obvious, and Catechism of Fire, and Recitation of Focus.
Yeah, those, like I run on my long fangs. That is a savage list. So what do you got over here, July?
I have 3 intercessor squads. These ones armed with autobolt rifles, 2 stalker bolt rifles, the Primaris librarian, who is my warlord, running him with the Tome of Malcador, and as the chief librarian, he has the Blessing of the Machine God, Fury Medusa, Sight Steel Armor, and Reforge. I have 1 Redemptor Dreadnought with the Macroplasma Cannon, or Macroplasma Incinerator, and Onslaught Gatling Cannon, running as well a Relic Contemptor Dreadnought with 2 Volkite Culverins and a Cyclone Launcher. He has the March of the Ancients and Hero of the Chapter Stratagem, and I've given him the Warlord Schrade Merciless Logic, which allows him to make 1 additional attack for every hit roll of 6. And then moving on to the big tank in the back, Kratos Heavy Assault Tank, armed with 2 Volkite Culverins and Calivers. Kratos Heavy Assault Cannon, Autocannon, and Multi-Melta.
So cool. So cool. All the guns. Big guns! Awesome. So today we have Ryan and Mai's 2,000 points worth of Tyranids. This is kind of my guys, and these are the ones Ryan brought. I have a Tyrannocyte that is going to start in Deep Strike with my Maliceptor inside of it. I have 2 pyrovores, a barbed Herodile, and a Demarcaron. He's got a pretty cool little chest thingy. All right, and then we have a Swarm Lord. He's got Shard Gullet. This is a Tyrannifex, 2 Screamer Killers, 3 Warriors, and a Haruspex. This is our I like big bugs and I cannot lie list for today. We got a couple psychic powers in here. He has 2. I gave him Onslaught and Paroxysm to turn off Overwatch. He has Catalyst and Psychic Scream, I think, right? Yeah, on your Hive Tyrant, and he has the Shard Gullet Relic Heavy Venom Cannon. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and roll off and get started. All right, so while a couple people are getting at the food, me and July are gonna roll off to see who deploys first. Oh, Iron Hands for the deployment. That was a 6, right?
This doesn't have numbers on it.
Oh, okay. You use a different one. I rolled a 1 anyway, so don't roll a 1 and you win. 5. You go first. Responding to reports from headquarters, the Iron Hands have landed on a hive world to investigate rumors of a new hive fleet forming. They have discovered a giant mix of big bugs,
Monster.
heavy artillery, melee wreckers stomping around their hive world, preparing for invasion of Terra in the Leviathan, because they're about to start that in 10th edition. I love it. Yep. All right. We've got, these are the Tyranid reinforcements, guys in Deep Strike. The Maliceptor is in the Tyrannocyte. The 2 pyrovores are just strategic reserves. This is what is in strategic reserve for the Iron Hands. This is the Chaplain Devastators with Meltas in the drop pod. So, again, game mission of the day is tear down their icons. All right.
Awesome. Oh, good. More stuff.
At the end of turn 1 movement, the Iron Hands won the roll-off, and they are attacking ferociously. They're about to set upon the Tyranids. They landed their drop pod far north, or far closer than the central objective point, with this squad of Melta guys scooting in for bombardment. Their drop pod trying to block movement at a later time. They pulled forward some, adjusted their turrets. All right.
These guys, whenever, what am I trying to...
So at the bottom of the top of turn 1, after the Iron Hands' first turn, this is what their movement looks like. They rained Melta-Fire across our bugs and Neo-Volkite blasts, taking our Barbed Haradile down to 14 and the Haruspex to 9. That was the main damage that they caused. Unfortunately, I would have expected a little bit more, especially out of these multi-meltas, but it is what it is. We did a good job keeping our warlord protected over there in the corner. This lone librarian is just out. He's exploring the local flora and fauna.
He's out there, and that dreadnought went away, and he's like...
What happened was we had an extra list on accident. July forgot he didn't have enough points, but we put him on the table, and he put the librarian by that dreadnought, and then the dreadnought went away, so the librarian is just kind of stuck there. and wondering what that tree is. Not that I can blame the Iron Hands for beginning to quake in their boots as this massive horde of Tyranid bugs comes stomping across their homeworld terrain to see who's invaded. Bottom of turn 1. All right. Drop pod came in over here. This librarian, old Steve's, or George, is terrified.
Stephen George.
Maliceptor, Flamer Bug, 18-inch range. All right. Cool. So at the end of our psychic phase, he cast. What was the one that he cast? Your Hive Tyrant?
Oh, my Hive Tyrant?
Yeah, he cast
He
Catalyst
just
on
catalyst
himself, right?
yeah.
Then he wasn't in range for his other ones. He cast Paroxysm on these guys to turn off their Overwatch and not allow them to set to defend and make them -1 to wound. His Psychic Overload took 3 off this Relic or Contemptor Dreadnought here. That is a character. Then he attempted to Onslaught this guy to allow him to advance and charge. I don't know why I looked at you for the answer there.
That was the one you denied, right?
Yeah, that one, George over there denied. Then he smote for D3 and he got 3 wounds, and then Psychic Onslaught again. So 9 mortal wounds on this guy, and it's on to shooting phase. Well, all right, so after shooting and our charges, he did okay. Pecked a couple wounds off this fella right here. Tyrannocyte coming in clutch. Pecked a bunch of wounds off here. Maliceptor wrecked this guy's day. Haruspex came in, made a charge with this unit, consolidated into the remainder, and this chaplain. Was that the Shard Lure that killed?
Shard
Oh,
Gullet.
yeah, Shard Gullet. Pecked a couple wounds there and there, and he failed his charge, and he blew acid sprayed the drop pod to death.
Oh, and the Screamer Killer yelled at the
Oh, the Screamer Killer, yeah, the Screamer Killer.
Screamed at the drop pod. Did
Screamed
one
at the
damage.
drop pod too. We get 3 table quarters for engage. Yeah, on to the next round. I don't think we did enough damage to those dreadnoughts. I think they're gonna blast the holy hell out of us now. So what are you doing?
A hunter killer missile from here because he has that on his back.
Is that once per game?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hitting on
Firing at Bob.
fours.
Today has been this was a devastating round of shooting. They took my Maliceptor from full health to nothing. They took a Haruspex from 13 to nothing. This was the drop pod. So they were feeling disheartened at the end of turn 1.
We got a little bit of
But
range.
after their shooting phase in turn 2, their spirits are rejuvenated. And ours are waning. But it's okay. The hive mind tells us that it'll be okay. So, this is a rather ballsy librarian. He was... I don't know if he thinks this Tyrannocyte's a tree or what, but he's about to be in a world of
Oh,
hurt.
who's the Mexican that charged the windmill?
Don
Don Quixote.
Don Quixote, Spaniard. Crazy Spaniards. George here actually turned out pretty well. He knocked 3 points of damage off of me, and I whiffed. So he's still alive and in combat with this giant Tyrannosaurus. So we're wrapping up the shooting phase. Shard Gullet into the
Kratos tank.
I have to shoot through this, so it's plus
Mi-
1.
Yep, -1 to hit.
So hitting on 3s now.
Command point reroll.
Yeah,
How many did you get?
yeah. I missed 2.
Oh no.
That sucks.
Okay, 2 hits.
Toughness of your tank?
8.
So
3s.
Oh my God.
No!
He is immortal.
Why?
Gonna repair him.
Bottom of turn 2. Well, you gotta. I mean, that's after movement. That's the end of movement phase.
Okay.
So Dimarcarian made his charge, survived with 2 wounds left, did some damage to both of them. Hopefully he'll be able to hit hard enough when it comes to his turn. He shot and took out a dreadnought here. He failed a charge. He failed a charge. Shard Gullet hit nothing. These guys knocked a pip off there. Tyrannocyte killed Librarian over here. He posted a bomb. He shot here and did 1 point of damage. That's about it. This tank is the boss today. He is still full wounds, no damage, no nothing. Gangster.